There are a lot of videos on DIY window crack repair, and they make it look easy, but a lot can go wrong.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully you can learn from my failure and decide if a DIY repair is appropriate for your crack. Here are 5 factors that may result in failure of a DIY crack repair and indicate you may need a new windshield. First off, size. If it's greater than 1¼ inches, it's too big to fill. A quarter is about 1 inch, so the crack can't be much bigger than that. 2. Location. If the crack goes to the edge of the windshield where it's bonded to the frame, it won't work. 3. Depth. If it goes down to the lamination layer, it's going to fail. Test it by pressing lightly. If it spreads just by a little bit of pressure, then it's too far gone. You'll just make it bigger when you attempt the repair and put on the pedestal. 4. Time. Life happens and you may not be able to get to the crack right away. I wasn't able to do it for over 10 days. In the meantime, your windshield heats up, cools down, expands and contracts, and the crack may worsen. 5. Follow the instructions. I put too much pressure in the syringe and some of the resin leaked out. That's less resin going into the crack. I also tried to do the drill hole technique, which I saw in some videos online so the resin would penetrate better. But I'm not experienced in crack repair and I might have just made it worse. It probably didn't matter in my case though because the crack was doomed anyhow because it was so deep. But you can see the round hole I created in the final screenshot and it didn't fill in. I didn't try the heat method to encourage the bubble removal, either with a lighter or a hairdryer or a warm washcloth. Those methods may help, but they're not in the instructions, so if you have a bad outcome, you'll wonder if it was just because you added that step. So why make a video about a failed project? Sometimes seeing what you should not do is as helpful as seeing everything go perfectly. So what I was showing earlier was the prep for the window repair, which was obviously cleaning it, etc. This step with the pin is actually part of the instructions, but this part with the drill is not. Like I said earlier, I thought that this would help the resin penetrate in more, but I'm not sure that it was helpful at all. Here you can see the extent of the crack before I did the drill and after. After the drill, it goes 1 dot further, so potentially I spread the crack, but it was a minuscule difference. Then you put on the rubber applicator for the pedestal. I don't think that it actually had that great of adherence because it did leak, and I don't think it was all just because of pressure from the syringe. And here's where things really go south. You just heard the crack. And then you can see it by my finger there on the rail. And basically the window is blown at this point, and I'm just doing this for academic purposes to see how it would turn out. So you're supposed to fill up the pedestal with the resin, and I thought I could use the pin to cap the container, so hopefully it wouldn't dry out. Then you have to put on the spring on the syringe, which is a little bit rinky-dink.
Suck this out. I do feel suction. Ooh, it doesn't want to get... Oh, broke the section.
You may have to figure this out before you connect it to ensure that it doesn't slide off. And you saw I got some resin in the syringe tip, which may have affected the suction, maybe not. Here you can see it is drawing suction, but there's bubbles there. I tried tapping to get the bubbles out. What you want to see is just solid liquid without bubbles. So I started to wonder if I had enough resin in the crack, but there was just a tiny bit in the syringe. And after 10 minutes of suction, you can see there's still quite a bit of air there, and that I think is a failure. Maybe because the crack went way across the windshield and it couldn't get a good seal. Anyhow, you take the syringe off to release the suction, and then you press it back down to put pressure. And you want to get it to the second notch, which I went a little too far, as you can see there. Now I have it in the proper notch, but you see it's leaking out. So place some tape or something else to catch a spill just in case. And you can see that the crack hasn't filled in all the way, but it did look a little better than before. And there's some leakage at the bottom. So here at 5 minutes, you can still see that there is some leakage. This was the correct pressure, so it makes me wonder if the adhesion of the disc was good enough to seal it in. But since I already had a blowout from excessive pressure, maybe there was just a little track that the resin was falling. I didn't go crazy on the extra pressure though, so it seems to me like the margin for error is pretty slim. And you can see pretty well that round drill hole that I created, which I think ended up being counterproductive. And there was a little air puff there when I removed it, so I know that it was under a decent amount of pressure. Now it's time to just remove everything. This is sped up removal with a razor blade. And I waited 20 minutes as the instructions said, but I felt like the resin was still a little gummy, so I would wait a little longer. And it probably depends a lot on your environment, the humidity, temperature, etc. Then you basically just scrape it up with the razor blade at the side to get the excess, wipe it down, and then you need to fill the hole that was supposed to be made by the pin and the crack itself. So you put a drop of the resin, put it on the plastic cover, wait again, I think it said an hour in the sun, and I'm showing you when I removed the plastic that some of the resin came up with it. So obviously this was a video on what not to do and how things can go wrong. Here's the crack again, which went to the frame, which meant it was fatal from the beginning. So would I try it again? Maybe on a simple windshield with no diagnostic display that needs to be recalibrated, but on a more expensive one, I think I would just take it straight to the shop so they can do it. And if you need a new windshield, they can do that as well. Speaking of which, here's a shot of the new windshield that we had to do, which ended up costing $1,000. This is Dr. Jeff DIY. Thanks for watching, and check out my channel for other DIY videos.